Hi, it's Faceless Tech. Let me introduce you to the electronic glow stick. No, really, it's not a lightsaber. I'm not even a Star Wars fan. How the hell did this happen? Well, you know when you have a project and that's kind of like, just comes to you and you're like, oh, that's cool. How am I going to do this? And then you kind of think, right, I've got to, there's a few obstacles you've got to overcome, but you kind of put it back to the back of your mind. And then you kind of go along with other projects, and then you kind of go along and you think, oh, that's cool. Anyway, so what I wanted to do was, the first problem was I wanted to use WS-2812s, and everyone knows they come on a strip, or they come on like a 10 centimeter long PCB. And I thought, I know what I could do. I could put them back to back. That would kind of work, but from the side, certain angles, it wouldn't really light up that well, and it wasn't really that great, so I just carried on looking. I had a bit of a random search on AliExpress for something else, and I come across these, which are WS-2811s, which are basically WS-2812s in a different package. These are 8mm package LEDs, and you get them in 5mm. They have 4 pins on them, power ground, data in, data out, so pretty much WS-2812s. And the libraries work as well. I just used the NeoPixel libraries with it, and they worked a treat. So yeah, then I was like, oh, I know what I'll do. I can just put the power and ground on 2 separate rails, which will also act structurally to hold them all together. And then I can just tie the data in and data out, respectively, along the strip. And that was that job done. Next job was, how am I going to do the shaft? Well, I just thought, I'll just get a bit of acrylic tubing. But it's like, how am I going to attach it to anything? That was that problem solved with this conduit attachment, which takes a 20mm external pipe, which I found this, which is great. And that's why I went with the 8mm LEDs, because they were a bit bigger and they'd fit inside this. Stick an end cap on it. That was that job done and glued it in. Next job was the handle. This is kind of when I thought, wait a minute, I'm making a lightsaber at this point. Just looking around on AliExpress on eBay for some like long thin enclosures. I found this nice aluminium one, but me being a cheapskate, it was about £8, and I thought, I'm not paying that. It looks nice, but it's not that nice. And then I was like looking around, and then I kind of thought, wait a minute. For some reason, I found some like toy lightsabers, and I thought I could just use them. I could just repurpose the entire thing, stick some own electronics in it. But I thought, it's not gonna be that easy, because the plastic's gonna have different cutouts. It's not gonna be quite as nice. And that's when I thought, wait a minute, I could use a PVC pipe tube. That's why this came up. So I got some. I had some actually, but it was solvent weld, and I soon quickly found out that solvent weld and push fit are 2 different diameters. So I upgraded to some 40mm PVC pipe push fit, and then that's when I was like, oh no, I can't mix solvent weld and push fit together. So I'm gonna have to. So what I ended up doing was gluing, lighting the push fit onto the top here, because it needs to be stiff, because otherwise it'd be flopping around. I got the bottom here. You can't really see, but there's a charge port down here, micro USB charge port with an LED that I broke out, so you can see when it's charging and charged. It's got a push button to do the start, a latching one. And I also had a few other problems, like the libraries, they always have delays in them, and they always are really time sensitive, so they can't really add just like a button, to flick between the different modes. So I thought, I know what I'll do. I'll just have a switch, a bank of dip switches. Obviously I can't mount them on this round pipe. It'd be a hot glue mess. And then I found these rotary switches. These are 4-position rotary switches, which are mountable, which are cool. So I basically had it that in the startup script, startup part of the sketch, it basically looks for which position the switch is in, and then that determines the pattern of the LEDs. There's also another problem with the Arduino, having the basically, if you had like a Leonardo, for instance, you could use micro USB port to charge it with, to charge it and to upload the code, but that would mean 2 micro USB ports, and it's like, well, you kind of get confused which one was what, after you've not used the project for a bit. But then I thought, I know what I could do. I could use Arduino Pro Mini, which have external to FTDI. That's where this connector comes in, which is a GX12 connector. This is a 5-pin. They're supposed to, the aircraft industry use them. They do actually use them, but I don't think these cheap variants of them. But I actually quite like it. It quite adds to the aesthetic of the device, and I could use it as another project. I basically made up a custom cable that attaches to it, and then you just attach it on, program it. That's it. Bish bosh bash. So that was that done. So yeah, I'll give you a little demo of the different things I've got programmed in the moment. You can add more if you want. Here's the first one, which is a theatre chase light thing, and it changes to different colours as it goes, and then you just turn it off, flip the switch, turn it to another one. This one just goes between the different rainbow colours, which is quite nice. This one, which I showed you before, which is the lightsaber one, and in the code you can change it to any colour you want. And this one is my all-time favourite, the rainbow, but it just basically, like, the rainbow like drifts along the colours. It looks really cool at night. Yeah, it gets about a good few hours, about 2 or 3 hours battery life out of just literally a Poundland power bank that I stripped down. I broke out the micro USB to a panel mount micro USB, and then broke out one of the charge LEDs, which was really fiddly. It's like an SMD LED. Broke that out to a normal LED that's in the bottom, so you can see when it's charging and when it's finished charged. So you don't have to like guess when it's finished charging. I was going to put a gyro in this, but with it being time sensitive, libraries and stuff, and it wouldn't really work out that well. So I just scrapped it completely. But yeah, maybe if you wanted to, you could. As well, if you wanted to make this into a full-size lightsaber, you could just extend this. I'm sure they make it in bigger strips. You could have it twice as long. Probably not add twice as many LEDs. You might just want to have. You could even probably just have 10 stretched out over a meter, and it wouldn't look that bad because it just do draw a lot of power. Just don't forget about that. But you could probably have like 15 LEDs. There's 10 LEDs. You could probably just have like 15 LEDs, and it still look quite nice, quite bright. But yeah, it's quite a fun project. Did take quite long, and yeah, accidentally turned into a lightsaber, as you do. So yeah, as usual, in the description of the blog post, no board files this time. It's just basically crammed in there. Everything's covered in Kapton tape and hot glue, and I really just don't even want to take it apart again because I just don't think it'll go back together and work. So but yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.